Few days back, a beautiful example of lateral thinking was seen during the ongoing farmers' agitation. On 14th February, the farmers had clashed with the Haryana Police, who had used tear gas and water cannons to disperse the farmers' protest march. Remember? It was 14th February. It also happened to be Basant Panchami, which accidentally coincides with the second day of the farmers' agitation. As most of us know, that Basant Panchami is dedicated to the goddess Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge and creativity. And one of the rituals during the celebration is kite flying. The application of Indian knowledge and creativity was on display this day. The farmers too flew kites, but the kites played a different role. As per the media report, modified drones were used to fire tear gas shells at the protesters at the Shambhu border by the Haryana Police. The protesters, to counter these drones, used a very ingenious method to disrupt the tear gas dispensing drones by flying kites equipped with extra strong strings made in China. A very creative and divergent approach, a signature of lateral thinking. On the border, the Indian Army too was facing a problem because of cheap drones being used by our unfriendly neighbors to smuggle arms and drugs into India. We know modern war equipment costs money, and there is a multi-billion-dollar industry that profits because of countries continuously going to war. The US, facing similar problems, is planning the Skywall Bazooka, a ground-based aerial denial system to counter the cross-border menace of drones. The rough indication of cost of a handheld device is around $37,000, roughly 30 lakhs. Another ground-based aerial denial system being planned by them is quoted to be around $15,000, that's around 12 lakhs. This information is from a US government website. On the other hand, the Indian Army was also trying to find solutions. They applied lateral thinking and found a cost-effective way to skirt the exorbitant expenditure needed to counter the cross-border drone. They used a kite, but a different type, Milvus migrans, the black Indian kite. They trained the kites as drone killers. The majestic birds with their razor-sharp talons are not only used to decimate the drones, but they are equipped with cameras mounted on their heads so that the Indian forces can track activities across enemy lines. The camera costs around 5,000 to 6,000 rupees, and that too was made in China. Now look what the superpowers are doing to defend themselves against drones, and what the Indian Army is doing. India is building its cost-effective anti-drone squadrons to be positioned on the borders with China and Pakistan. And these squadrons, these anti-drone squadrons, has trained dogs and kites as a team to carry out anti-drone operations. The dogs are trained to recognize the noise that the drone makes when they fly. In case they sense the drones in the air, they bark and raise the alarm. The Indian troops immediately release the kites. The kites with the razor-sharp talons decimate these drones. The efficacy of the solution generated by the farmers and the Indian Army can be debated, but such out-of-the-box thinking, breaking thinking patterns, and thinking innovatively is a hallmark of lateral thinking. It also shows how simple solutions can be used for countering high-tech. We Indians are blessed to have this skill in abundance, and more on that on a later date. Till then, take care. Jai Hind.